What's happening, everybody? My name is Scot Mendenhall. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So glad to have you. Today we are talking about how easy is it to ride a one wheel, as you're just seeing a sea of one wheels here. You can count them if you would like. That was a lot of one wheels owned by mostly, well, it's all my friends and kids. And it was so much fun. We were at a cabin and we all brought our one wheels and we had adventures. And today I'm going to take you on a journey around this ginormous cabin in northern Minnesota, probably more like northwest Minnesota. Such a stunning place. So taking the view. Yes, I'm riding with no shoes on. I do enjoy riding without shoes often, especially in the summertime in Minnesota. There's just something freeing about it. And really, that's how easy and safe I feel the one wheel is. Yes, the one wheel, if rode past its limitations, can become dangerous. And yes, if I were racing like we do every Sunday, I probably wouldn't be shoeless, because to run it out a nosedive of some sort would be very painful. But most times I feel very safe, very confident in the one wheel. So if you're on the fence about safety of a one wheel, they are very safe. Yes, there's this thing called pushback, and that's just to allow you to know when you have pushed the battery and the power of the board too much, and it pushes you back a little bit, which can make you wobble at times. But it's there to let you know you've used up all the power. Slow down. Just taking the view really quick of a great lake in northern Minnesota that just, less than probably 8 hours ago, I caught dinner with a couple of my friends for the families that night in that lake. We fried them up. So tasty. There's nothing like fresh fish on your plate, followed up with a quick sleep, and then in the morning, right on your one wheel. The one wheel is fairly easy to ride. It's very intuitive if you're coming from board sports. If you've never rode anything like a skateboard or a snowboard, then the idea is still going to be pretty simple for you. It balances itself as you pop up on it, so you don't need to worry about balancing to the front and the back. Now, that's a loose term because in board sports you have toe side, which would be where my toes face, and then you have backside, which is the backside of my body. And so that way you do have to balance, but going forward and backwards, the board balances itself. It's in the engineering minds at One Wheel, just well done. Then it becomes you learning to balance, and you just see me what happened there. I fell in a hole and I was jumping off because there's nowhere for me to take the one wheel and just simply walk it out and get back on the trail. And there's just something freeing about, honestly, if you've never rode your one wheel on without shoes, I kind of would say give it a go. Don't go crazy, don't race. It just is really one of the most comfortable ways to ride your one wheel and to ensure that you get both sensors activated. And that said, it's really easy to activate the sensors on the front foot pad. There is 2 sensors on the toe side and the back side of the board, and they both need to be activated. On the pints, comes with a light to let you know that both sensors are active. On an XR, you don't have that. However, the board won't engage in self-balancing unless those are activated. And then to move, you literally look ahead and start moving. You don't look down at the board because then you get super wobbly. Looking where you want to go is very easy. And then you just continue to go. If you're like, I've dealt with a lot of wobbling, you need to pick up the speed, not astronomically. You just need to get a little bit more speed into it so that you can ride comfortably. Speed reduces the wobbles. However, too much speed and you gain wobble. See the problem? There's a balance at the beginning of that. I do love the look of the XR at the moment with the yellow rail guards and the brand new Galaxy carbon fiber fender. It's my Minnesota Viking setup, as there is the outhouse, folks. We didn't use it. It's just there. I'm not sure why it's there, but it's there. Maybe a couple decades ago they used it, but it's really freeing to be out in nature like this, riding on trails or riding on dirt, and the one wheels handle this stuff. There's not a moment in this video especially where I felt afraid of riding the one wheel or what's going to happen to me on the one wheel. Oh, am I going to have to run it out at any point, and how am I going to do that barefoot? Riding a one wheel is very easy to ride. What prevents people from enjoying the ride at the beginning is the fear of the what ifs and all the stories of the extreme things that have happened. Most of the time, and if you're listening to this and you I know you're going to want to drop a comment, most of the time the falls are user error. I know for me, anytime I have fallen off this, I've either pushed it too fast for the terrain that I'm on. I've tried a trick that I'm not necessarily that great at. It's not been the device. I've not had it where it's shut off. I've heard stories that's happened, but that's not happened to me. That's not my story. I have owned this XR going on 2 years. I'm excited to do a 2-year review on this in a couple of months. And I've not had this one wheel stop on its own. It's never shut off. I own a Pint, and I've not had that when we've gotten down to the yellow light on and I have to get home still. I've never had that just shut off on me and launch me forward. All of my wrecks have been, sadly really, and embarrassingly, user errors. So it's super easy to ride a one wheel. You've got to overcome the fear of all the what ifs and the stories you've heard because they're out there. And you've got to understand that this is going to open up your world to a lot of fun moments, and you're going to be able to do a lot of exciting rides that you might not have been able to do once upon a time. Well, without a one wheel, you wouldn't have been able to do that. So they're super, super easy to ride. Just take it slow. Hold on to something when you first start. Ride fast enough to not wobble. And when you go to come to a stop, lift your front foot heel up and wait for the sensor to shut off, and the board will come to a nice stop. All of these sound easy from a guy that's rode for almost 2 years. I understand, with 2 boards with close to over 1,000 miles on both of them. I understand that, but you're going to enjoy it. They're super easy to ride. I have 8 children. That's going to shock a lot of you. The youngest rider we have currently is 4 years old, and he rides with us with no problem. Keeps up with us. I actually have to get him to slow down often because he's so light. He can ride his Pint faster than the XR. But if my 4-year-old, who is very little and light, can ride it, and my wife, who has given birth to all 8 and have never done board sports, she can't surf, she can't snowboard, she doesn't do board sports. She was phenomenal at volleyball and softball, but board sports wasn't her thing. She just yesterday went on her very first solo ride for a couple miles. If she can do it, and my youngest, one of my younger ones, 4-year-old, can do it, you can ride too. It's super, super easy. That said, would you subscribe to our channel, as we are dropping one wheel content as much as possible to give you a distraction of what's happening in the world. We try to do product reviews on things that companies send us so you know what's out there. We also enjoy these races on Sunday with my group of friends. It's so much fun and entertaining. So subscribe. Turn on the bell notifications so you know when we drop the content. Leave a comment down below on why you think it's easy to ride a one wheel or why you don't think it's easy. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching as I park the one wheel back with all the many other one wheels. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a fabulous day. Stay safe out there. Bye now.